One of the most powerful features of the score editor is that it allows you to compose multi-instrumental parts as MIDI and then prepare them for musicians in a recording session. In this movie, we'll learn how to take a MIDI composition of a string part and transcribe it successfully in the score editor. Here's a section of a song where a string part using violin and viola was sketched out via MIDI. Let's take a listen. Now the idea is we want to prepare these parts that we've sketched out using the score editor for a real recording session with a violin and viola player. So let's select the violin's 2 legato region, and we'll open it in the score editor. Type Command 5 to open the score editor pop-up window. I hit return to go to the beginning here, and let's open it up in this middle view so we can see the whole thing. Now the timing of the parts looks good, the way that the note values ended up in the score editor, but there are a lot of accidentals, as you can see. The key signature of your song isn't always something you think of or set when you're composing with MIDI in the piano roll, but when you go ahead and look at notation as we're doing here, you should make sure you're writing in the right key. To change the key signature, we'll go over to the parts box. And here in the parts box, I'm going to show all of the parts, and this key to signature of the song is actually, right now we're seeing it in C, and that's why there's so many accidentals, because the actual song is in the key of F sharp. So we should be able to grab F sharp from our key signatures parts box and drag it right into the staff, and you can see we get 6 sharps in there indicating an F sharp key signature. And notice all of the accidentals went away, or most of the accidentals went away, indicating at least one first glance that this is in the right key, since our notes are making sense without a lot of accidentals in this key. Now let's take a look over at measure 7. In bar 7, Logic interpreted this note as a D natural. While this works in the key of F sharp, this note could also be written as C double sharp, since there's no D in the F sharp major scale. Logic was pretty smart when it changed our key signature, but not that smart. But it's really not a problem. We can fix this. If we right-click on the note itself, that note gets selected, and then we get a context menu for that note. Now here we can go to Note Attributes, and over here where it says Enharmonic Shift, we can choose Double Sharp, and click OK. Now we see the double sharp sign there for bar 7, indicating C double sharp, which would actually make more sense to the musicians trying to play this part. So this is just one example of how precise you can get in Logic's score editor. Let's close this window, and let's select the viola's MIDI region. We're going to open this up in the score editor, Command 5. Now notice we're viewing this viola part in a treble staff. It turns out viola players like to view their parts in a different style staff. If I go to the region inspector and I open up the style pull-down menu, I can go down in here and choose viola. Now we get the type of staff, the alto clef, that viola players like to look at. Okay, so we have everything working now in F sharp, and we have the right staff, and we have the right clefs in the staffs we're going to use. What if we want to try this part in a different key? Do we have to transpose everything manually? Nope, Logic will do that for us. Let's try this in the key of G. I'm going to go out of the score editor, and I'm going to click down to show our global tracks, and you can see our key signature is one of our active global tracks. It's currently in F sharp. If I double click here on the letter F sharp, I can go ahead and change this to, let's try it in the key of G major. Okay. And now let's go back and view, if I select both of these, and then I type Command 5, I can view both parts in the score editor. And notice our key signature has gone to G, and let's take a listen and hear the song in G. So that's how easy it is to transpose your parts in Logic, and it's awesome to do this on the fly in a recording session and immediately have a new score that reflects your changes and has all the transposing already done for you.